So 2 sets of weapons today that I'm going to show you how to get, and yes, big opinion piece coming. I really don't think they're that worth it. Maybe obviously part of the anniversary content, sure, but if I was actually had to spending money on this from the Creation Club either now or even worse back in the day, I definitely think they wouldn't have been worth it. So I'm going to explain a little bit at the end, but let's go ahead and show you how to get the Hammer of Stendar and Shadowrend. Starting off with that Shadowrend first. So we need to go to the Atriox Stone, which is just south of Windhelm. And in amongst all the geysers and pools, there will be a spectral weapon that will appear. Now, I had a hard time finding this during the daytime, so I recommend that you maybe turn it to night. You don't necessarily have to, but I did have to search around quite a bit for this. But as soon as I started back again from the Atriox Stone, and then just literally go a little bit northeast, not too far at all, you'll notice there is a pool that's got a bit of black in it. It's basically black water, and you might see the actual weapon shimmering. You get a choice to either have this as a two-handed axe or a two-handed sword, but you will not be able to have both. So go ahead and grab Shadowrend, and effectively anytime you want to swap over to either the axe or the sword, you're going to have to come back here and choose it once it phases. Once you've picked it up, you'll be attacked by yourself. It's a shadow. It's got all of your spells, all of your weapons and your armour. It'll be a carbon copy of yourself. A little bit Dark Souls inspired here, I feel. I don't know whether I'm a bit embarrassed that it was so easy to defeat me. I just wailed on him with the actual sword that I just picked up, and it was pretty simple. So yeah, you can go back now and that will finish the quest once you've picked up the Shadowrend again. I was also ambushed by a whole bunch of vampire lords. I don't think that's part of the quest at all, they just happen to be close by. But once you've taken them all out, hopefully you can go back and pick up your weapon. And that's it, probably one of the simplest quests you'll find to get a decent weapon. I'm not going to lie, I'd be pretty upset if I'd actually spent money on this back in the day. It effectively makes enemies weaker for 30 seconds to magic damage. So if you do go and hit some creature or enemy with this, you then got to switch out to another weapon that will obviously do more magic damage to really get the benefit of it. And I know it's doable, but I don't like necessarily shifting lots of weapons in a battle. I tend to just go full on in. I've got to say I'm not a big fan of the look of them either, they're just way too dark, but that's a problem with Skyrim in general, that dark textures just look a bit horrible. But given there's no real quest, no real big mission here, it does seem like a little bit of a waste. I certainly wouldn't have spent money on it. And possibly likewise for this next one I'm going to show you, the Hammer of Stendar. We're going to be going to Markev. You're meant to talk to Calcimo and basically do a bunch of quests, as well as another NPC, so that you can get access to the Dwemer Museum. Calcimo will give you permission and also a key, and then you can go and explore it freely. But it's pretty involved. You do also need to talk to someone at the College of Winterhold as well, and yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time before doing that. So instead, you can just go ahead and break in, and I'm going to show you what happens if you're not as careful as me. You'll only need to break in with an adept actual potion here if you're not that equipped in lockpicking. I'm sure most of you guys are by now. So I was being a bit extra with my detect life just to see how many guards there actually were. If they do spot you, they will pretty much arrest you and boot you out, and obviously they'll take all your stolen goods. So make sure if you do this mission, you've got no stolen items on you. So this is obviously not how to do it, because you're going to get a huge bounty on your head. If you do kill all 3 guards in here, it does actually set it so the last witness is dead, but another couple of guards will pretty much come in here pretty regularly, and as soon as you try escaping, it normally triggers it as well. So what we're actually looking for is in the northwest, just here, and it's laying. You don't have to open any other boxes. You've got Stendarr's hammer. I had a little look around, see if there's anything else worth probably stealing, since I've already killed all the guards, and another couple just appeared. So yeah, don't do it like this. Not unless you really do want to spend 2,000 gold and lose your stolen gear. Although you will keep the hammer, they won't take that away from you. So why is it so bad? Well, it does 78 damage, and it'll also do another 33 points of damage too. However, it takes a big chunk of your stamina when you use it. So you saw how much damage I did there unawares, but once guards are aware, and bear in mind these are tough nuts, I don't think it's that great. Yes, unless you've made a really good, massively powered stamina build, or you've got loads of items that really regenerate your stamina at a higher rate, it could be potentially a great melee weapon. But I think most players generally will put a lot of points into their health or to their actual magic and stuff, and I feel like stamina is definitely a more specific build set. Generally you rely on armor and weapons to boost that up, and yeah, it just runs out so quick. Also bear in mind, I've got my stamina at a pretty high level. I've sunk a bunch of levels. I'm like level 116 here, and I more or less made all of my magic and health and stamina more or less the same. So yeah, for me it looks great, and I definitely feel like it will suit a lot of people that really want that heavy build, but be prepared. You've got to have ways to generate a huge amount of stamina. So the easier way to get is just simply take an invisibility potion maybe, and if you've got high skill sneak scores you'll be fine. Now my sneak isn't amazing, so I'm doing this literally at probably like level 34, level 35, but you can just pretty much sneak past all the guards, pick the hammer up and exit out without any bother at all. I'm not going to cut or edit this, just to show you guys it can be done. Just paying close attention to the guards. They're a bit oblivious here. They are a little bit blind in certain spaces. I guess that's the idea. If you do want to go and loot the rest of this stuff, of course you can. There's bunches of things you'll find, but eventually you will gain access to this place if you do start talking to Calcimo more and do some of the hard answers quests that he wants. But there we go. That is how you can get the hammer nice and simple done in a few seconds. So remember, this is opinion. Whenever I say something's the worst or best, I'm always going to get some people going, no, actually. But on balance, the effort, the amount of money that you were asked to pay for some of these quests back in the day, I do feel like these particular sets of weapons weren't that great. Agree, disagree, pop your comments down below, and I'll see you right back soon.